so that others, like, when they are in the same place, how would we deal with it? Because what I'm telling now would be useful for another person too. So I usually record. So the consequence of a behavior has to be laid out before, not after. Think of it like in crisis, you never negotiate. In crisis, you work through the plan. Okay, so one thing I always do, think of piggy bank system. Okay, and I call it like you can even call it garbage, like waste management, right? So W is our weakness, management. M is our mastery, what we are good at. So I'm gonna ask you a question. So literally, it's like garbage, right? Wealth management, but wealth management or whatever it is, WM. What are you very good at? M. What is the mastery? Where is it that core in you feels I am that? You identify with it. That's the ego space. What are you like proud of about you?
Honestly, right now, because of this situation, I don't feel good about myself. Normally, I do.
What would that be?
I was clean for like 7 years, and I was like so proud of myself for that.
So sobriety, being sober is your mastery.
Yeah,
So
I was
using
never happy. You know what I mean? When I finally got over it, I wasn't even thinking about it.
so weakness for you is using, right?
Yeah.
So see, the thing is, what is your weakness is where your soul is. So when you see, for you, it is very simple. You can see it. The reason is you're not even taking into consideration where your master is. I'm sure sobriety is not the only reason you're proud of yourself. There are so many other things about you, right?
Yeah.
And that is not even coming up because what you thought as your skills doesn't even play when you fall apart.
Right.
So what pulls you back from that depth of that mystery is your soul. So that is your weakness too. But the thing is, what makes you weak is what your core strength is. So if you understand that, the guilt is what keeps us stuck. If you don't have anything that you can do without guilt, you are already acing your life.
Yeah.
So if you understand it that way, like, so waste management is about that. But I also feel like, everything is with a lot of time. Think of it that way, okay? Because you lose time when you skip something, right? Like you end up getting stuck, whether it's custody battle or, when you use, you end up in incarcerated, losing custody, children being taken away, and all the other stuff.
Yeah.
So essentially, it all comes back to a lot of time, right? So when you want to use, you buy time. So think of it. So the piggy bank for you is not money, it's the time.
Right.
So if your thought is saying, okay, I need to use now, I have lots of money, you say, I'll buy 1 hour. If I feel like this in 60 minutes, or I will readdress it. So stretch out the time afterwards. Make it 3 hours. So when
secret, no one knows that I'm struggling with this, so I don't want to turn to someone and say I'm having feelings like I want to. That's I'm just keeping it all. Nobody knows that I'm dealing with this, so it makes it even harder. It makes it easier for me to just say, okay, I'm just gonna get something just to and then I just immediately feel worse as soon as I do.
See that's because you didn't have a consequence laid out. So don't make it. See, for me, I eat meat. Okay, one of the facts I made with my teacher is not to eat red meat. Yesterday, I did my sauna, and one thing I did, like usually I'll stop at Taco Bell and get I'm a dollartarian, I'll eat beef, but then I said, you know what, I'm not going to buy anymore, and I said I'm not going to eat that what I buy. But I came home and I had spam. It's not like, but I felt it made me feel so good that I waited and was hungry and I was able to stretch it out. And at home, I ate because when I eat at home, I feel I eat love. When I eat outside, it feels it's indulgent. So that's how I literally did only stretch 1 hour,
Mhm.
But it gave me, I felt, you know what, I don't care whether I violate or not, but I did my part.
Yeah.
I didn't buy, and my husband actually interestingly called and said, I cooked this steak for you guys, and I said, I'm gonna put it in the fridge, and and when I eat what he cooked, it doesn't feel like I'm violating. It's a love.
Right.
So, but at the same time, I didn't want to eat yesterday because I felt I made a pact with myself, and I did have my leftover spam, and I was happy with it. But that's the way you want to lay it out before. The next time you get that urge, you need to have a plan. Okay, what is my way out? How am I going to deal with it? I'm going to make it difficult to have the access. So maybe delete that number, whatever it is you need to
Yeah.
call. So by the time it takes you time to figure it out, it'd be like
Right.
difficult. So you are having access to those information. So, delete those informations, don't make it accessible, and make it a process, to
Yeah.
figure it out, have just like how originally you got involved. And buy time. And each time stretch it out and something will fall into place. Maybe like, get involved with the cannabinoids, like kratom or like, do something that is going to be in harmony.
Yeah.
Have you tried kratom?
I have actually tried it.
So why
Yeah.
don't you get involved with that? Like, like do it another way, see whether you can have like similar effects.
Right. Right. I was actually trying it. I tried it in place of like any like I
Did
tried
it
to
help?
and put psychologically a little bit, and in the morning, yes, but as the day went on, I felt like I would feel like withdrawal symptoms. You know what I mean? Because I was trying
So
to
the
use it.
other thing in India we do, right?
Yeah.
You go to Indian store,
Mhm.
they sell kasa kasa. They call it. I forgot like Hindi name what it is. It's like a poppy seeds.
Yeah.
They call it poppy seeds, and so blend it
Mhm.
and drink it with like some sort of a juicing or something, and it gives the same satiation.
But it doesn't come up as a false positive on a
It
drug
might,
test
it might,
because I do get drug tested at work.
but you
Obviously,
can
I'm gonna get
no,
drug
no, but like you can show them what
Yeah.
you made, and even if you test positive, you can prove it's a food, and they
Right.
wouldn't penalize you.
Right. Okay.
So sometimes I find, like, when I cook with these certain things, it makes me feel happy.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah.
see, essentially that's what you're looking for, right?
Right.
Instead of getting high, you're looking for happy mood stabilization.
Right.
So try other avenues. Do it naturally. Do it with the herb. Clove is another one. Like, clove actually stabilizes the breathing space inside us. And then the other one, beta carotene. What is in beta carotene? There is like some herb that comes from South Africa. I forgot the name of that, and that is little expensive, but it see beta carotene part of cannabinoids is what stabilizes mood and addiction.
Right. Right.
So whether it's cannabis or terpenes or oils,
Mhm.
I forgot what is that specific one. It's little expensive because it's one of the expensive. The let me show you. And if you do a search, Google search on that um, terpene,
Mhm.
see how it says beta caryophyllene?
Mhm.
It is a direct CB2 receptor agonist.
Okay.
And forgot what is the name of that herb? Caryophyllene. Anyway,
What
so
was the
caryophyllene, beta caryophyllene. Hot. It's also in tobacco. Maybe that's why it is addictive. It's so interesting,
Yeah.
how like everything falls into place. I'll try to look and tell you which herb it is
Okay.
because they use it for UTI.
Oh, really?
Beta carotene. It helps improve immunity and stuff. It's very good for mood stabilization. Okay, so I'm proud of you.